Let's be sincere. Most of the time, self-discipline is a work in progress veiled in good intentions, feelings of failure, and procrastination. It need not be, though. Even though you know it's time to stop playing Candy Crush and go to bed, you persist in doing so. Fortunately, with a few self-help psychological techniques, you can retrain your brain to obey your wishes. After all, exercising self-control is a practice. Even while you won't practice flawlessly every day, with its setbacks and little victories, brings you one step closer to your objective. We'll go over methods and ideas in this tutorial to help you incorporate self-discipline into your everyday life. The ability to discipline oneself is the ability to follow your brain's guidance when your body wants to rebel. When you practice self-discipline, you frequently put aside short-term comfort or impulses in favor of long-term achievement. For instance, you might need to consciously get rid of distractions, like canceling your Netflix subscription if you want to read more. Our prefrontal cortex, the area of the brain in charge of emotion, impulse control, and focus, is where self-discipline occurs. This indicates that it is an aspect of psychology related to feelings and impulses. It frequently conflicts with the logical, reasonable portion of our minds because of this. We need to use neuroscience-backed behavior modification techniques if we want to alter our behavior. Relying just on willpower is insufficient. This gets simpler the more you adjust, since your brain rewires reward areas to associate self-control with positive behavior. Contemplate a fresh runner. Running may feel slow or cause soreness after a few runs, but eventually the endorphins and dopamine released after a run, along with the physical benefits, will encourage them to run more. To begin working toward a goal in your life, take the following actions. 1. Identify growth areas. Start by considering the aspects of your life that you would like to change. Maybe you have a clear warning sign, such as a poor health screening result, a negative performance review, or a request for change from a loved one. Jot down your daily activities if you're unsure of where to begin. For hints, check the screen time report on your phone or calendar. Next, consider your values and consider whether your actions align with them. You probably engage in a few daily activities that are inconsistent with those ideals, but that's true for all of us. Although you won't be working on each of these topics at once, it's still a good idea to understand the overall picture. Self-discipline is a skill that can be used to any area of your life once it is used in one. 2. Choose your goal and start small. Once you've determined which areas need improvement, pick one to concentrate on first. Start small by focusing on what you think will be the easiest to do. In this manner, you can advance to more ambitious objectives more rapidly and reap the emotional benefits of achievement. Should you have a grand objective in mind, start with a more manageable version. Start with individual running, swimming, and bike competitions if your goal is to compete in an Ironman competition one day. Start with 5 pounds if you want to lose 50. Begin by establishing objectives for a single week at a time. 3. Visualize your outcome. Did you know that writing down your goals increases your chances of achieving them? Setting goals down on paper acts as a reminder and establishes a connection between your mental and physical states. This might be as easy as a vision board or as complicated as a sticky note on your computer screen. Another way to increase your chances of success is to visualize yourself reaching your objectives. When your brain perceives something as genuine, it forms new neural pathways that enable us to carry out the task. Therefore, your brain chemistry alters as if you had truly experienced the item you are vividly imagining. To overcome emotions of inadequacy and imagine your triumph, try repeating affirmations aloud, such as "I can." 4. Set your environment. To improve your chances of success, adjust your surroundings before you begin. Research indicates that one's surroundings has an impact on one's ability to reach fitness objectives. Clear your home of all junk food if you wish to eat better. If you know something will prevent you from reading more, remove social media apps from your phone or cancel Netflix. In the end, you should exercise self-control wherever you are, but initially, it can be beneficial to clear distractions from the areas where you spend the majority of your time. A shift in your surroundings also lets you know that something has changed. It's not as simple as living your life in a loop like to Groundhog Day. 5. Don't wait for it to feel right. You may never begin the necessary work if you wait for your kids to grow up, your schedule to clear, or your email to get to a tolerable size. Cherish each moment and strive to produce your finest work. 6. Know how you'll measure progress. It will be hard to tell if you're succeeding if you don't know how to monitor your progress. Make sure the objective you select is quantifiable. You could want to make a goal like spend 2 hours of 1:1 time with my daughter each week instead of be a better father. In a business setting, start with the objectives you hope to accomplish and work your way down to determine the steps necessary to get there. To achieve your 1-month sales target, determine the number of meetings you need to schedule and make a weekly target for yourself. 7. Get an accountability partner. Although it sometimes receives a poor name, peer pressure has positive applications. Asking for accountability can help you develop self-discipline, especially if you ask it of someone you live with. One-way accountability is asking someone to hold you accountable or to follow up with you on a frequent basis. However, two-way accountability, wherein two parties agree to hold one another accountable for a predetermined amount of time, is the best sort of accountability. The social pressure to perform well because you know that someone would inquire about how you're doing is a strong incentive that doesn't detract from self-control. 8. Lighten your load. Willpower, according to Dr. Abby Medcalf, is a finite resource. At the beginning of the day, you might be fully motivated and full of energy, but by 6 p.m., your self-control has worn thin. Your boss has just texted you to ask you to work on something tonight, after your car broke down, your kids stressed you out, and you burned dinner. You basically give up at this point and pour yourself a drink of whatever it is you're attempting to avoid. Clear your plate to position yourself for success. To give yourself more free time, get a cleaning service or a meal delivery service, or just refuse those obligations you can live without. 9. Build new reward associations. It's difficult to break habits because following familiar patterns makes us feel secure, and we've formed reward associations, like the satisfying taste of a large serving of ice cream. Participants in an app-based mindfulness training study reported their reactions to eating various foods and quantities using a desire tool. In many instances, participants reduced their craving-based behavior by 40% simply by being aware of their feelings after using the program merely 10 times. You can re-examine your previous reward loops by keeping a journal or by closely observing how you feel after doing a new or old action. By using this technique, you can also create new connections with rewards, such as having a restful night's sleep after giving up alcohol. 10. Fail. Self-disciplined people don't always have days when they devour all the donuts in the kitchen, browse social media for 45 minutes, and pass up 2 potential customers before 10 a.m. They undoubtedly experience these days, but they get up the following morning and resume their activities. Trying, failing, and trying again is the act of practicing self-discipline. When you fail, be aware of your plan. Make sure you follow up with your accountability partner and prepare to try again the following day. 11. Take care of yourself. It doesn't matter how disciplined you are if you're injuring yourself in the process. Aiming for certain goals may put your general health at risk and lead to new issues. You're missing the mark if you're staying up late for weeks or months on end in an attempt to become more self-disciplined. In order to be disciplined, one must take care of oneself. Healthy relationships, time in nature, a balanced diet, and regular breaks will replenish your energy and help you stay focused on your objective. Your day begins the moment you decide to go to bed and set your alarm for the previous night, as stated by Dr. Abby Medcalf. 12. Use time blocking. You can play yourself at your own game if your main defense against change is that you're too busy. Time blocking is a technique that helps you plan time on your schedule for things other than meetings, like relaxation, concentration, and those pesky tasks you keep putting off. There are designated times for lunch, exercise, focus time, and end-of-day administrative duties in addition to meetings. This guarantees that the most pressing duties don't push aside crucial chores that require concentration time for a busy executive, or anybody else for that matter. This could initially give the impression that your schedule is completely filled with blank space. Time blocking only indicates that each hour is deliberate rather than that it is busy every hour. 13. Treat yourself. Want your positive routines to endure? Give yourself a reward. Excessive deprivation frequently leads to the justification of negative behavior. This frequently sounds like "I deserve this" or "I've earned this." This frequently marks the beginning of the end for our advancement. As you exercise self-control, reward yourself with goodies instead. These indulgences, like a fancy supper or brand new shoes, will make you feel balanced and rejuvenated. 14. Forgive yourself. Moreover, you have to be able to accept yourself when you make mistakes. We've already discussed it, but you won't succeed. It is unavoidable. It's crucial that you take action. You must forgive yourself in order to do that. Be kind to yourself. Did you not achieve your objective? Yes. Will making up for it tomorrow require a lot of work? Most likely. How will this impact your long-term development? Nope. After assessing the consequences of your error, you can determine the best course of action to resume your journey. First step? Before you go to bed, make sure your alarm is set. 15. Set bigger goals. You will get a sensation of reward after you accomplish a little objective. It will feel different from after you finish that bowl of delectable ice cream. Motivating. You can then go on to another aspect of your life or create a larger goal using the same techniques. All in all, recall that exercising self-control is a habit. You won't always be flawless. The most crucial thing is to be prepared to attempt every day. What adjustments are you planning to make today?